Good evening, good morning, everyone. You know what time it is, Thursday night. Thirsty Thursday, and time for another Hometown Hammer. Before I get started, I just wanted to say my intros do not make a single comparison to Lee's son. If anyone saw last night's show, he did a phenomenal job. And if you didn't see last night's show, go ahead and check that out because Lee's son, I think he's going to be quite the YouTube star. Everyone remember to like and subscribe. Every like is a West Ham win, and you know we can use that. So tonight I have a very special guest, someone who Chris previously spoke about when he was on our Hometown Hammer show. And tonight I want to introduce to you, he was actually one of the first American Hammers TV guests, Kevin from the E13. Hi, Kevin. How are you?
Hi, Katie. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday evening. We already have people jumping in the chat.
Uh-oh.
Fo, Rob. Hey, guys.
Oh, my goodness. Look at them all. I see Wally in there.
Good old King of Prussia.
Yep.
So what's going on over in Columbus, Ohio?
Oh, my goodness. Well, you know, we're a mile a minute in Columbus, Ohio, dude. Our pace of life is just, it just goes by like the Concorde, right? But, I mean, you know, it's pretty much the same old with the dubious distinction of my group is going on, but I haven't seen many of them in person in a very long time, obviously, because of COVID crap. I missed them all terribly. But we get together every single week anyway to watch the games online. And the core group, the core guys, they never miss a game. It's kind of cool, too, because there's so many games stacked up against each other right now, especially like during the week and every time. Well, people normally would be caught at work, and it would end up just being me and my wife at the pub by ourselves anyway. This way, like, we actually get more of a crowd, especially during the weekday games. So this Monday will be really, really good, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm going to join in just to see everyone and meet
Cool.
the crowd. So, yeah, I agree with you. I really am missing my Philly crew. We're pretty solid down here or over here
Yep.
compared to you. But, yeah, guys, we'll have to check it out. If you're in the chat, make sure you look for the link from Kevin on the E13 is it E13 Facebook page or?
Facebook.com/Columbus E13. I don't think the part is in there, but if you search the Columbus E13, it comes right up. We still use the Facebook page kind of like as our jump off point for everything. So every time there's a game and we have a watch along party, which anybody can join, home fan, away fan, we're obviously way away fans. And we all watch it in there together, and it's like a lot of shenanigans that go on in there. It's super duper fun. I mean, it's usually just my guys, but sometimes like we get people, overseas people. Like I'm pretty good friends with the guy who runs the West Ham Experience, which is his name is Tom Smalley, and who's a great guy, by the way. And it doesn't matter how many games you've ever been to, if things get back to normal and you get yourself into an Airbnb in London and you want to go to see a West Ham game, look the guy up. It's available and he's not paying me or anything. I paid for his tour, and it was awesome. He takes you over to where Upton Park was, which I'd been to before, and kind of teaches you some things about the history and takes you down to the Bobby Moore statues. And, it's just really, really cool. And he's a great guy, and he joins us sometimes on our feed. And it's just a lot of fun. It sucks not being together with everybody. I see a lot of groups, the guys are still getting together. You know, I'm like super jealous of the guys in the Fresno Irons. I was trying to get them to join our stream just to kind of like, so they could hold their phone up around, here's the pub, so I can get some of my guys, you know, so they're not going to have like, such culture shock when I'm like, it's time to go back. Let's go back now.
Yeah, I
like,
am very jealous of those that are actually in the pubs at this point.
yeah, brave.
Very brave. I know. Rob wants to know what his name is again.
Whose name? Oh, Thomas Smalley.
Thomas Smalley.
And the name of his tour is called the West Ham Experience. So I know he's got an Instagram page. So if you just look up the West Ham Experience, all one word, that's him. He's also got a Facebook page. But I know to like actually pay for and get on his tour, if you want to go to a game, you actually have to purchase it through Airbnb. It's an Airbnb experience.
That's great. I mean, that's awesome. That's a great tip for any of our Americans that go over, hopefully when we can, because I didn't know about it, and I am pumped for the next time I can actually get to a game. So
me too.
As Wally said, you were the first guest on American Hammers TV. We did mention that earlier, so it's such an honor. I told you guys that I was going to have awesome guests in the next couple weeks. We're really ramping it up here on Hometown Hammer, and Kevin is the first of very many excellent stars we have this evening. So Kevin, tell us about why you became a West Ham fan, because you know, you have quite some history with West Ham, and we were talking about the Bowl-In, and I am only a recent fan, so just let's talk about how you actually became a fan.
In 1997, I took a trip to London, and I'd never been to a football game. I've told this story on here before. I told it on that very first American Hammer show, so I'll keep it kind of abbreviated. But basically, I was in London. I wanted to go to a football game. I did not know who or what to follow. I had no idea. So I grabbed a Time Out magazine, which is kind of their who, what, where magazine. And the big game of that weekend was West Ham against Liverpool. And the reason that was the big thing going on was because it was 18-year-old Michael Owen's very first trip to any London team, and he was playing on the England team, and he was like this new young phenom, and so they were like, Michael Owen's coming. So I contacted a ticket broker and where I was staying in central London, and paid way too much for tickets probably, and jumped on the tube. But when I got out at Upton Park Station, and the life of the street going from the station down to the stadiums, or down to the stadium, and it was just like, it was mind blowing. It was a sea of people walking down. I guess that's Green Street, walking down the street, and then and like these little like row houses, so lots of shops and everything, and restaurants and pubs, and no residences like more than 2 stories high, and then the castles just emerge at the end of the street. And I was just like, my mind was kind of blown by the whole experience of everything that was going on, and the people. And I mean, I grew up in Cleveland. I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. And I mean, you're from Philly, so yep. I'm assuming you're an Eagles fan.
Absolutely.
So if the Eagles suck, you are an Eagles fan. If the Eagles are great, you are an Eagles fan. It's probably in your DNA. This is how I grew up understanding how to be a sports fan. I grew up to be a Cleveland fan, and Cleveland's big shoulders, working class team. And I instantly fell in love with everything West Ham that day. The whole thing just freaked me out. I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. The smell of the burgers, the people, the street, the life, the vendors everywhere. There's punk rock flying out of every window. It was just awesome.
Yeah, Kieran says, yeah, Green Street walk. I mean,
yeah, you can't escape it. Like the feeling, like I got to go to one game, and I've been back to London, 8 or 9 times since '97. I've gone to a West Ham game every single time. Awesome.
It's so great to hear you talk about your experience. My cheeks hurt from smiling hearing you talk about it, because it brings me back to my experience when I was in the stadium singing songs with everybody. It's just something you cannot explain. It's something that can't be replicated. And just like you, as you said, you know, being a Philly sports fan, we bleed for our teams, no matter, you know, when we're high, and when we're low with them. We don't ever give up on them. And that's how I was, you know, brought up being a sports fan. So it's great to hear that's how you feel as well about sports and teams, and exactly why you stuck with West Ham. I think that's phenomenal. So you said in 97 is when you became a fan.
Yep.
And you saw a game at Upton Park. So that was the only game you've actually seen in a stadium, correct?
Oh, no.
Okay,
I've been back. The weird thing is, I don't, it's just the stars aligning, but the games that I got to see at Upton Park were all like kind of like landmark events. It's like odd. So I got to see West Ham beat Liverpool, the very first game I ever saw there. I got to see Freddie Sears score his goal coming on as a sub, where he kicked it into the post and then headed it in. I was there for that I think that was against Blackburn. I was there. I've been to a handful of games at Upton Park, and I've been to one game at London Stadium, and that was actually December 28th, 2019, last year, against Leicester. And that was the day that I was with Thomas on his West Ham Experience tour. So
you said 2018 against Leicester?
December 28th, 2019 against Leicester. That was last season.
Oh, okay.
Right before it was the day
before.
It was the day that Pellegrini got sacked.
Oh, okay.
I was there for that. So wasn't a very good showing. I think Fornals scored a goal. It was an odd. The whole thing at London Stadium that day was odd. And, you know, West Ham is on such a positive note this entire season. Like, I don't really want to get into the misgivings of the London Stadium experience versus the Upton Park experience. But now that I've had both, it definitely leaves me longing for what they used to have, along with everybody else who lives there. You know what I mean? This is a common theme. This is the GSB out and the broken promises and everything like that. So they're right. Thomas really shows you like what's going on, and ends the tour down at Carpenter's Arms, and you're getting blasted with the team, and then you walk under the train tracks to get in there. And I'm sitting there, I'm walking along with my wife, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get, you know, I can't wait to see one of the vendors out here to get a scarf or some badges or something other than the gazillion dollars worth of stuff that I buy online, you know? And there isn't any. There's no vendors. There's nothing. You know what I mean? And I was just like, wow, this is weird. Of course, by the time we were walking in there, I had a pretty good buzz on from the Carpenters, and that first step when you're walking out there into the bowl, and I was like, I mean, the hair on the back of my neck right now is standing up. The place was packed. We had unbelievable seats in the Bobby Moore lower right behind the goal. And it was unbelievable, but it was weird. Like, Fornals scored a goal that day, I think in the far goal from where we were underneath the big Jumbotron that you always see. And we didn't sing at London Stadium. There was no singing that day. Of course, I mean, everybody was pissed off about Pellegrini, and it was his day out and everything, but it was odd. It was like such a mixed bag of emotions that day. So it was super cool to see a game there. I can't wait to see another game there, but I really hope that they bring some of the things back that they are sorely missing.
Yeah.
Hey, I see Chris is in there. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, Chris just popped on. So I was able to experience the singing and the joy, and we didn't get a win that day, but it it sounds a little bit different from, your experience in London Stadium, and still sounds like nothing like Upton Park or Boleyn. So I'm hoping that, we can start to get that flavor. We'll see what the board does. Instead of putting up posters,
yep.
Hopefully they can bring some of the other things back, but we'll see. So when you go to watch the games, the E13 goes to what pub?
Now we go to a pub downtown Columbus called Pub Mahone. It's an Irish bar, small Irish bar. Well, pretty small. It's probably got like 150 capacity. That's kind of small for an Irish bar in Columbus. We oh my goodness gracious, I'm tired. We get together. I usually show up like an hour and a half before the games because I got to set up the projectors and the bubble machines and everything, which is a complete labor of love. I don't get paid anything for that, but not that I care about that. What I care about is that people are there and enjoying the game. It's like being with your best mates and watching West Ham. You know what I mean? And the strangest thing is that we started our group here in Columbus. When I say we, it was me and my buddy Justin. We're obviously big Columbus Crew fans as well. I'm heavily involved in the activities and what they call the Nordeck. You're probably a Philadelphia Union fan.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Justin and I know each other from going to the Columbus Crew games, and we just kind of like realized we were both West Ham fans out in the tailgate area, and then realized there was more West Ham fans out there, and we're like, oh, we should just start going to a pub. And then we had 4 or 5 guys, and then all of a sudden we found other guys, and people found us. I started the Facebook group, and all of a sudden the Facebook group is up to like 90 something people. Now
Wow.
we don't get 90 people in the pub ever. Like, I mean, I think the biggest group that from our side that we've ever gotten is, I don't know, 25 maybe, but that's a pretty hefty bill, especially on games that are sometimes around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock on a Saturday morning, especially when it's Ohio State football season, because, the Buckeye fans, they start trying to come in and they're like, oh, well, why isn't college football on ESPN? And we're like, because real football's on.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
yeah, go ahead, Kevin.
So one of the distinctions of our group, and we started this early on, wasn't just that we were going to get together for the games. We wanted it to be a little bit more, how you want to say, antagonistic. So there's several PL teams in Columbus that actually have pretty large supporters groups. Ours is actually not the smallest, but definitely not the biggest. Tottenham has a huge supporters group here. The Columbus Spurs were once 90 strong or bigger and had even more than that at the games at their pub. And let me think who else. Chelsea has a big supporters group, but I mean, it's all, the big 6 guys, and that's boring. So what we decided to do is that as many of us as could, we would basically infiltrate their bars during times that we had away games against those teams. So there's also a big Gooners faction here. They have a bar that's one of the big bars that we actually watch away Columbus Crew games at. So we snuck in there early, probably 10 of us, which was pretty good for, West Ham versus Arsenal. And I unplugged the jukebox, reached back and plugged in the bubble machine and just kept it covered up. We were waiting to just like go apeshit with our bubbles and stuff, but West Ham was having a banner bad day. And I think it was like 4-0 before West Ham scored like a consolation goal at the end of the game. And right then we just like let the bubbles fly and everybody started singing. And this guy at the bar, totally hammered Arsenal fan, turns around and he's like, where the fuck did all these West Ham fans come from? and there's bubbles flying over the shoulders. We're like, yeah! So that's the greatest feeling. Like, it's super great, and it's like great team building. That's a terrible synergy type word, but it was super fun to do those away games. We haven't done one in like more than a year. Well, hardly done anything in a year. Just getting our people together since the pandemic is hard enough, but we're going to be getting back to that for sure. We like it way too much.
Nice. Looks like we got West Ham Fan TV in the house.
What's up?
Very cool. Very cool. Yes, we are, Dan. We are loving the claret and blue over here.
Wow, celebrity fans, some celebrity West Ham Fan TV on the list. You've got quite the following here, Kate.
Oh man, I don't know about that, but I think you pulled them in today, Kevin. So we're gonna up our game in Philadelphia. We've got a couple bubble machines that people got over Christmas. Pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
But say if we do that in Philly, we all might get killed because no one likes us in Philadelphia, and so I can't imagine West Ham fans going in and antagonizing others in Philly would turn out well. I don't know. Wally, you're pretty tall. You might be able to back me up there.
You just got to go for it.
Yeah. I might have to. It would be pretty neat to do.
You're from Philly. You can't be shy. That would go against everything you are.
Not at all. Not at all. I think Dalek said earlier, he's scared of me. So who is your favorite player now? Or in
now, current team, favorite player, gotta be Dex. Gotta be Declan Rice. I mean, he's my captain. You know what I mean? He's it would be a toss-up between maybe him and Vlad, but I mean, come on. I mean, the big shoulders on Vlad. I mean, how can you deny what's going on there? You know what I mean? Like, the guy's crazy. The crazy eyes on Grealish.
Crazy eyes.
So good. But
how good were those memes? I mean, they were just great.
They're the best. Yeah. So current player, I mean, I still think probably my favorite player is Declan Rice. Although when everybody else saw Declan Rice's Hammer of the Year last year, I made a post that my Hammer of the Year last year was definitely Obana. There was kind of, if he hadn't got injured, I haven't heard anything recently about like what his injury status is, but I want to see him back in the side as fast as possible.
Yeah, I haven't seen either. I hope that he's not injured for much longer.
That was a nasty looking injury, that's for sure. When that guy came down on his ankle, I was like, eesh.
I didn't see it, so it's interesting to hear you describe it.
It was bad.
Oh God, not good. Yeah, we definitely need someone to back him up. We definitely need to plan for that in the next coming year.
I mean, our guys in the back, there's a lot of people who like give a lot of flack to the Dollar General. You know what I mean? As one of my guys calls Balbuena, that calls him the Dollar General. I don't know. I think Balbuena's a good player. I think that Diop is obviously an awesome player. He definitely came through with it for us in the past couple of games where I thought I was worried about him being in the side because he's going to be so rusty from not having played. But he's come through with flying colors, and even though he seems a little trotty sometimes, he's a young guy. Somebody just needs to, the Moisaya just needs to get out there and kick him in the ass and tell him to keep
Moisaya. I agree. Diop frustrates me from time to time. I don't think he's the best at tracking back on D.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I get very frustrated with him. But one of the reasons why I asked this question, it's so great because when I first started interviewing people, everyone would lean towards one player. Now that the season's progressed, we're really seeing a broader variety of people and who they actually really favor.
Sure.
So it's been a really cool experience to see because now we're not just relying on one player. We have the breadth and depth to love so many different players out there that are doing so well for us. Okay, so I don't know if you've ever played soccer.
You mean like real soccer, like me?
Yeah, like football. Real football.
I have played a little bit, and then I played indoor a little bit.
Okay, so you know the flow, and you know how the field works.
I play lots of FIFA.
So, but for you personally,
yeah.
If you were to play a position on our current squad, where would you play and why? See, I got some real good head scratchers here tonight.
Holy mackerel. Well, I think if I had to play a position in our current squad, it would have to be striker. And here's why. Because a striker runs the least. And I'm a very old man and I have bad feet.
I don't know about that. Have you seen Antonio's moves? He's really been getting back on D now.
Oh no, that man hustles. All I'm saying is, like, think back to the Haller days of like a couple of weeks ago, and then you get a more accurate picture of how I might be in that position.
Exactly, a couple weeks ago. I mean, really, it hasn't been that long, and it's been a flip of a switch, which has been great. I loved it. I'm happy we transferred him. So, and
I'm happy for him at Ajax. Now you don't want to say Ajax because that makes you sound like a jackass, but he's having a good time over there. I mean, the system. I think I watched like the first 1 or 2 games that he played over there, like right there that
he did
week.
Really well.
He started scoring goals right off the bat. I mean, yeah. I'm happy for the guy. I was excited when he was coming to us from the Bundesliga. He just didn't fit in with what Moyes is trying to do.
Yeah, and so
Kev can't do worse.
You would do much better anyway, and I agree. That's always my thing. I'm ready to sign Wally for goalie and you for striker, so we're good. I'll have this team all set up next year. I'm going to be Moyes' recruiting assistant.
Was that Dan who mentioned Kev can't do worse than most of the strikers we've signed?
Yes.
10 years?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He's right. He's right. Most of them.
Since you've been in London, I have high expectations for this question.
Okay.
I don't get very many people that actually participate, but if you do, you'll get bonus points.
Okay.
What is your favorite chant? And if you can sing it, that's how you get bonus points.
My favorite West Ham chant?
Yes.
There's so many. I mean, wait a minute. One's coming to mind.
And Charlie Boy, yes.
This is the thing. Like, normally when I'm hosting the games and stuff, and I told you, I bring bubble machines and projectors and all that stuff. I also have an iPad with a soundboard that has most of the chants on it. So, like, to help try to up the atmosphere, especially more current chants. And I'm trying to remember how Antonio's chant goes. I mean, one of them that was really, really good was for Masuaku. That was to Earth, Wind, and Fire. He's Arthur Masuaku. He's better than Lukaku. But that's not my favorite one. I love the Antonio chant, and I can't remember how it goes now. But I'm just going to have to go with that one for now because I just love the current ones. What I love about the chants, and I mean, there's all kinds of people out there that are football fans that can try their best and take credit for their fans being the loudest and stuff. But as true West Ham fans, we know where this came from. You know what I mean? You can be at Upton Park for 15 minutes and they're going to make a song about you for one reason or another. Usually not a good one, not something very flattering. And that is like the greatest thing ever. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, those are my favorite ones. The ones that probably aren't. There it is, Antonio. No, not that one. That one's. Isn't that one kind of like who was the guy that was the manager for Chelsea They used to sing that same one. There's another one like Antonio scores the goals. I can't remember how it goes now. Anyway, but the chanting and the singing, you know, it's of course it's everywhere. You know what I mean? But it's the most mad with West Ham, especially in the Premier League. It is the most mad in. It is the absolute most mad at West Ham for sure.
Yeah, I don't know the other Antonio chant.
Yeah, there's another one. It's about he scores the goals. Oh, I wish I had my.
I have to look it up.
Wait. Yeah,
you got it on the iPad.
I forgot I have the iPad right here.
Exactly.
I'm gonna find it in like 2 seconds. So, what's your favorite chant?
Oh, Claret Blue Army.
That, you know, I never knew what they were saying in that one for the longest time.
Because it's so fast.
Right. And I'm like, wait, what are they saying? And of course, I have it on a whole disc of all their chants and stuff. And I'm like, where West Ham's here? Let me see if I can see if you can actually be able to hear this. This one.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Antonio one, this is it. Da, da, da. That's my favorite. I couldn't sing it, but I pulled it up on the.
You know, you get the bonus points.
Woo! Bonus.
Number one so far on the channel. I know Danny sang Chim Chimney, but he didn't really sing it. So Kevin is number one, everyone. That's right. And until someone else can come on and beat him, Kevin is taking the number one space.
Here, I'll tell you a funny story. So one time we were playing Chelsea, and this is after we had already invaded the Chelsea bar. So Chelsea fans decided to invade ours and not tell us. So I'm sitting there with my trusty iPad doing chants and everything. West Ham's not having a good day. But because I'm like playing chants anyway, and I'm controlling the whole sound in the bar, they started calling me auto tunes. they were just calling me auto tunes all day. And so like I've got all kinds of crap in here. But this is Declan Rice saying it's the best day ever after they beat Chelsea. Anyway, I use all this crap during my podcast that I do with Mark that I haven't touched in months, but I can't wait to start doing that again. I miss my buddy Mark so bad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. It must be the same love I have for Bex. But yeah.
She's awesome, by the way.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys will get back together soon and we can all jump on and listen.
Yeah.
Okay, so favorite kit. Is it a home or away kit, and which one?
I do have a favorite away kit, no doubt about it. But my favorite all-time kit, well, it has to be a home kit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Truth is, my favorite home and away kits are probably from the same year. Collared, Doc Martens, Fila kit. I think that's 99. Of course, my favorite player then and of all time is still Paolo Di Canio, for sure. Nobody's taken over that spot. I love the away kit from that year that's like the dark navy blue as well. But yeah, my favorite kit for sure is the Doc Martens Fila kit with the collar. You know what I mean? So I think it's 99. I'm pretty sure it's 99 because Doc Marten was a sponsor for a couple of years. But for sure, that's my favorite home kit.
Yeah, James says it's the 99 kit. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of the collar look. I know some of the individuals loved that, and the retro kits that we brought out last year. But I just didn't want Doc Martens on the front of my jersey.
Oh, that's the whole point.
I know, but I do like those. I do like those kits. That was a good year. Okay, this is a really tough question.
Okay. I'm ready for a tough one. Go ahead.
Apple pie or meat pie?
Oh, meat.
Okay. So every American.
I thought it was going to be a tough question. I mean, I'm a big boy and I likes me some apple pie, but meat pie all day.
I know, but then, you have like a nice apple pie with like a scoop of ice cream on it. It's really good.
Yeah, put it in the microwave for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, hard to beat that, but I'm diabetic, so none of that for me.
Oh, okay. So no. All right. Good. Well, then we're good on that. Who frustrates you the most on the current squad?
Frustrates me. I would probably have to say Diop and his inability to track back sometimes. I mean, look, there's some real opinionated guys in my group, okay? One of my guys named Eric, he is all day. I mean, he could probably be out there as a manager. Another guy named Michael is a manager for like his daughter's teams and stuff. Those guys really, really know football tactics. And they're really hypercritical of Pablo Fornals and people like that. I don't understand why. The only guy who really frustrates me probably is anybody who doesn't look like they're running to me. And Diop fits into that more than anybody else. I don't know if it's just because he's 9 feet tall and his legs would, with like one stride, he's covering 10, 12 yards at a gait. I don't know what it is, but he looks like he's trotting half the time. So that bums me out. Other than that, I can't really think of anybody.
That's funny. I had a basketball coach that once told me that wearing black sneakers made me look slower than white sneakers. Now, I think that's a scam, but it's funny that you say his stride makes him look slow. But I absolutely agree with you because I get so frustrated at the fact that he does not track well. And the communication back there has to be top notch. The next couple weeks when we go against these bigger teams, I mean, we need to be on point. And he definitely needs to tighten up. And I know that he's still learning and young, but I think that he's had plenty of experience to know and plenty of time to
get it together,
communicate and understand what's going on back there. So I'm with you. I think that he frustrates me the most at this point. So thank you for saying that, because I know that there are a lot of individuals. Yes, there are a lot of individuals that disagree with us. But I'm on the tactical side, so I'd love to meet some of your crew to talk tactics, because that's definitely what I enjoy.
Jump in on Monday, man. They'll all tell you everything they feel.
I love it. I love it. Okay. FA Cup or top 4 finish?
Top 4. Top 4.
Right.
If you'd asked me that a couple of weeks ago, I probably would have said FA Cup. The FA Cup, I think, holds a lot more allure for people who live in the UK. You know what I mean? It's silverware. There hasn't been silverware with the team in quite some time. And we love our bragging rights with West Ham. You know what I mean? I know, for instance, I saw one of your posts on Instagram was one that you snagged from something that I made when we avoided relegation last year. And I took I took that cartoon and animated it to the safety dance.
Great.
Yeah. I mean, we love our bragging rights. We didn't go down. So woo, you know what I mean? But I would have to say, I mean, in the position that we're in, how can we not? I mean, we're already out of the FA Cup, so I mean, it's kind of a moot point. But top 4, man, top 4, at least top 6.
I know, I absolutely agree. I think at minimum we need top 6 this year. But I would salivate if we get in the top 4. We're right. We got this.
You should be careful what you wish for. The last time we made it into Europa League, we went out immediately.
Just at least have the opportunity.
That's true.
I don't even care. Just,
Can you even imagine West Ham in the Champions League? I mean, what? You know what I mean? So I don't. My mind is kind of blown, right?
From you creating that video to now.
Right. It's funny,
Life
isn't it?
has changed tremendously, and I'll take it. I will take it.
Such strange times indeed.
It is. It is. All right. Who's your favorite team to beat?
Ooh, there's so many. Spuds probably. It's gotta be a toss up between Spuds or Chelsea, but I'm sorry, Spuds or Chelsea. It's Tottenham for sure. It's Tottenham. We have a guy in our group named Andy, whose dad was a steward at Upton Park. So he's one of several expats that we have. One of his best friends comes to the games at our pub. His name is Jerry, and he's a big Tottenham supporter. He doesn't go to the Tottenham bar, not usually. But so he's like the one Spurs fan that we just kind of like, we let him sit in the back. So at one point last year, I own a printing company, so I just make crap. I took a bunch of pictures of him on Facebook with his Tottenham hat, and I made Flat Jerry. I made a cardboard cutout so that he could sit beside
Flat Stanley.
Yeah, exactly. So he could sit beside Mark and I during our podcast, especially because we couldn't get another Tottenham supporter to come on the show.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
And so now Flat Jerry, sometimes I set up Flat Jerry with my iPad on our StreamYard watch-alongs in the next room. Well, I did just the other day when we beat Tottenham, so that's super fun. But so I realized it's a huge tangent. But yes, favorite team to beat, Tottenham Hotspur.
Agreed. All right. If you had a time machine to go back to any point in the club's history, where, when, what would you see? Where would you be?
Probably a pretty popular thing to say for that. And I have some fantasies about like what that 66 season might have been like. If I'm answering from my heart, I would go right back to where I started loving the club. In 97 at Upton Park, just reliving exactly what I did the very first couple of times I ever saw them play. It was magic. You know what I mean? I really can't say enough. And I can tell you one other thing that happened. So their last year at Upton Park, we were going to try to go to one game during that season. My wedding anniversary is March 12th. So we bought tickets to see them play at Upton Park on March 12th against Watford. Well, I don't know if you remember this, but this is another season when West Ham was doing well in the FA Cup. So they had to reschedule that game that we paid so much money for and took plane tickets and all that kind of stuff because they were getting ready to play Manchester United in the FA Cup at Manchester United's house on the 13th. So we didn't get to go to that game, but we went to Upton Park that day anyway. All the stadium tours were totally sold out until the end of the season, but we told our sob story at the ticket office, and the lady just gave us tickets. She let us on the tour. They gave us some West Ham hats and some stuff, and we got to tour Upton Park that day for our wedding anniversary. I'm like, we came from the States. We were supposed to see Watford play today, and it was the most awesome thing to like walk around inside there and see the home dressing room and see the completely shitty away dressing room inside of unbelievable advantage there. Walk out on the pitch through the tunnel, you know, with the real badge and the castles on it like that.
Yes.
It's an unbelievable experience. Everything about that part of East London is just awesome. And, you know, the funny thing is, even before that, I'd never even gone past the stadium from the tube stop to get down to where the Bullion pub is and stuff, and the church and the statues. I never did that until December 28th with Tom Smalley and the West Ham Experience thing. And I went down there, and it was one of the last days the bowling was open before they shut down before remodeling. And I mean, that whole area, it's just, of course, it's a little bit of a ghost town now. Not a little bit. It's a ghost town now. And
yeah.
So, yeah, if you ask me where I'd want to go back to, I'd want to go back to 97 to where I started to love the club and go right back to where the magic started for me.
Very nice. Sounds perfect. All right. Best thing to eat in your town. If somebody comes to Columbus, what should people get?
Well, I tell you what, the pretzel concoction that they have at Pub Mahone, where we watch the games, is pretty intoxicating. It's I'm not really sure. I don't think it's Irish, but they basically make almost a Cinnabon out of a pretzel. They have like a soft pretzel covered with salt and like some kind of glaze. And I am a recovering, very heavy diabetic guy, and I cannot stay away from them. They're terrible. I have to eat for not 3 days beforehand to be able to have them because I can't get away from them. So that's pretty damn good. Other than that, you would have to go to the south side of Columbus and get a Therminator at Thurman Cafe, which is a hamburger that's about that big. It was on Man vs. Food. And
does it have grilled cheese on each?
It doesn't, but it's so big that I've never seen anybody finish it, and it is unbelievable. So the Therminator at Thurman's Cafe, or the pretzels at Pub Mahone.
Yeah, that pretzel at Pub Mahone sounds good. I don't think Charlie Walsh is in the chat today. I know he likes his sweets, so that's a top contender there.
Oh yeah.
One other question, very serious again.
Go ahead.
Everyone, because this is very important to me. Pizza or tacos?
Pizza or tacos?
Yes. If you had to pick one, what would you pick?
This is going to cause a fight in my house. Pizza.
Yes.
My wife would say tacos to the end of the days, but pizza. But again, I'm a recovering too fat guy, and we don't get to have pizza very often. But pizza all day.
And for your last and final question, your best British accent, tell me what you think the score will be against Leeds, or who will win the game.
And you want me to do it in a British accent? Oh, see, I think that's terrible.
Come on, it's fun.
I know. It's funny though, because like, it's almost like, okay, so we have like several, let me tell you why I think it's weird first. We have like several expats in our group, right? We have a couple of guys that think it's just off the cuff and just start doing an English accent, even though there's guys in the room that really have English accents. It's almost like if I was in Georgia and I started, talking like somebody from the South, you know what I mean? It was just, I got more respect for people than that. You know what I mean? Although the funny thing is, when I find myself in the UK for more than a minute, hey, there's Maddie West, Maddie. Matt helped me get tickets one time.
That's right, Charlie. Come on, it's fun.
All right. Then I would, this is going to be so embarrassing because I tell people never to do this. Okay. West Ham United 3, Leeds 0.
That was perfect. That was awesome.
I probably had dialects from like 5 different places in there with inflections and stuff, but best I can do on the spot and under protest.
Exactly. No, I know. Every American that comes on has to do a British accent, and every Brit that comes on has to do their American accent.
Oh, so, those are the best.
They are. I know.
Those are the best. So funny.
It is. Well,
hey, look, James said not bad.
See,
Hey.
there you go. I told you it wasn't going to be it.
All right, then.
Exactly. Well, I just wanted to say thank you so much again for coming on tonight. It's been a lot of fun.
Sure.
I hope that you guys have had a lot of good laughs, enjoyed our time together. You know, with all COVID lockdown, we try to keep things fun and happening. Definitely looking forward to the game on Monday. And as Kevin said earlier, they'll be doing a watch along. So we should all jump on and hang out together. And then in the next couple weeks, I have exciting guests coming on. So I will see you everyone again next Thursday for Hometown Hammer. Before I leave you, as a reminder, remember to like and subscribe underneath the chat that you guys are in. Yep, down there, there's a little like button. And every like equals a West Ham win. And we need all we can get this year so we can get into the Champions League. So, guys, great to see you. I hope you have a good evening. Good morning, everyone. And you know what to say.
Come on, you Irons!
Come on, you Irons.